I am a soon-to-be retired professor of law at the University of San Diego. Over the years, as a law professor, I have represented a number of students who were charged with honor code violations. The typical violation was plagiarism. And in the usual case, the law student had, in a panic at the end of the semester, plagiarized an article by getting something out of a law review article that resembled what he was supposed to write, and creating a copy of it and putting his name at the top and turning it in as if it were his own paper. These cases look like slam dunks because the student charged with the violation is caught flat-footed. He's got this entire article that he's quoted without proper reference, his name's on it, and he's got no excuse. One of the problems is that if the student who's been charged with the violation says, "I didn't realize what I was doing, I never thought about it," the law students and the faculty members of the court reject that argument and they think that's ridiculous. How could you possibly plagiarize an entire article, turn it in with your name on it, and say you didn't know what you're doing, didn't realize it was wrong? Well, here's my history. As an undergraduate years ago at USC, I was married, I was in law school, and my wife and I were getting ready to go on a trip to India. There was about five days before our leaving, and we were leaving on the last day of school, last day of exams, and she had due a paper that she had to write in her French literature class about a book that had been assigned called The Village in the Vaucluse. And she was in a panic, and she had read the book, she'd done everything in the course, but she hadn't turned in the paper. So I said, "I will write the paper for you." So I had a great time. I read the book, wrote the paper, and I think she got an A- on it. It was one of the best things I ever wrote. I had been on the honor court undergraduate at USC. I was familiar with the rules. I knew what plagiarism was. I can tell you I never thought about it when I wrote the paper. I wrote it in good faith. I thought, we need to get it done because we're going on this trip. She had done the course. She was an honor student. She was on scholarship. And I thought the idea that she could not graduate because his paper hadn't been done was ridiculous, so I just wrote it. I never realized that it was a violation of a plagiarism rule until years later when I was telling this story to somebody and they said, "Gee, wasn't that plagiarism?" And I thought to myself, well, I guess it was. I probably was ignorant of that in my own mind for 15 or 20 years. So when a law student tells me I wrote this paper by writing my name on an article that somebody else had written, I had never even thought about it being plagiarism, I believe it because I did it myself.